What's up guys, welcome to the first of the Subbuteo restoration videos. You'd have guessed from the thumbnail, the team we are going to be doing in this first episode is Darlington. They are right behind me here. So, first thing to know is, look at this box. It has been many teams. Blackpool's been scribbled out. We've got spares written on here, spares. Many times spares has been written on here. But what's important is that little label on the bottom there. So, you will remember from the hub video that we stripped 5 teams in the Mr. Muscle Cleaner, and what we have are these lovely white guys here. Now, what we're going to do with these guys is we're going to be doing these into sort of a concept-y kit, similar to what we did with Scunthorpe and with the Huddersfield, okay? Because what I want to do is try and keep a little bit of that history that I put into them when I originally painted them, but also tie them a little bit closer in to the team they were supposed to be originally. So what I've done a little bit of graphic work that I'm going to talk to you about now and show you like the kit reveal or what we're sort of initially planning to do. It could change. It could change as we're painting it. We might decide actually we're going to do something slightly different. But we've done a little graphic. So it's time for the big kit plan reveal then. Now you remember originally this team had white socks with black sock tops, red shorts and 2 black hoops that went all the way around onto the sleeves. No collar and no cuffs. So what we decided to do, similar to what we did with the Huddersfield Town, and the Scunthorpe in fact, was try and stay true to the kit that I originally painted, but also take it back to being sort of intrinsically linked and stitched into the sort of history of the club then. So, obviously, the bases are remaining the same. They're going to be on an all-white base, because 1, I don't have any other bases, and 2, that's what I put it on. It works for me. It'll be okay in my league, so it's not an issue. So they're going to stay on all white bases. The socks, we're going to change them up a little bit then. We're going to keep those black tops that we have from before, but we're going to add 2 black rings around the middle. It's something that Darlington have done. You've used ringed and hooped socks before. They're a really nice sort of look, and I think they're going to look really nice on here. We're going to keep, of course, the red shorts, and you can just see there some black cuff lines coming in on the sleeves there. Shorts, not going to do anything silly with the shorts, not going to put any trim lines on or anything like that. We're going to keep them as plain red. Nice clean sleeves as well. We're not going to paint anything on the sleeves. We're going to double ring, maybe triple ring. I haven't 100% decided yet. I'm going to start with a double ring because that's what I had on the original. I know the actual kit this is based off of was a treble ringer, but as I said, trying to keep it in line with what we originally painted, we might double ring. And what we might also do, what we could do in fact, is make these bigger and have bigger, might do some bigger rings, but I want to keep it below that top area line there. So that's just sort of a rough idea what we could do. We could have them bigger, or we could go back to having them exactly as they were with the 2 smaller rings there. And we're also going to do a nice and simple red round collar. I wasn't planning on putting any black at the top. Obviously the outline of this image is black, so it makes it look like it's a black and a red collar. The plan is just to do it simply in red and use it as a round neck. Might change that. We could go for a nice winged collar look maybe, but at the moment that's what we're going to go with. That's the plan for this one anyway. I hope you guys like the concept for the kit. I think it's a good look. It brings together a nice balance of what we had before, as well as... Let's get these guys out there then, onto this little bit of pitch, show you what they look like. Just going to get them out of the old box here, throw them down. As you can see, they cleaned up quite well. Really bright white plastic on these, which I'm really happy about. That's going to make painting them a little bit easier, because what I probably won't have to do is something I'm going to need to do on some of the others, is I won't have to repaint these white anywhere. I'm planning on leaving this as white plastic. As I said, it's turned out really nicely, but the first thing we're going to do before we go any further, like by putting any skin on these guys or anything, is we are going to clean the numbers up on these. We're going to take the numbers off because I don't like them. I want to change them. So usually, as I said before in the video we did with Subbuteo Collector, I don't clean the numbers off. And I didn't clean the numbers off of his team, but you know what? Because it's a YouTube video. Right then, first we got to do, as my son would say. First we got to do, Daddy. We need some purple juice, methylated spirit, couple of cotton buds. Right, this is my old man's little trick. I don't know where he got it from, but this is where I earned it. So, And thank you also to my old man for donating the methylated spirit. So, all you need to do, I've got a couple of these guys can probably come out of their bases now. A couple of guys are already loose anyway, so let's get those bases. I'd advise doing this in a well ventilated room, because methylated spirit, like as with white spirit, you know, these things have got fumes, stuff that come off of them. Look after yourselves. So what we're going to do is cotton bud in the old mess there. Yeah, nice little soak on there. Nice little soak on there. Start rubbing on the old numbers. Should start to see it come away. Can be a little bit tricky for some of them. Some of them are going to take longer than others. But what we'll do, I'll show you there as it's coming off. Hopefully you can see that one. It's coming off nice. Going to be a few little areas wobbling the old table around here like a right good banana. Right, wow, that was a lot longer and a lot harder than I thought it would be. I had particular issues with the lettering on the bases. The U and the two Bs were particularly difficult for whatever reason. So not only did I use cotton bud you see here, I also used the craft knife just to scrape away some of that excess paint. And there are still little bits like little Bs that got a little bit of blacks in. But actually, do you know what? I'm happy with how they turned out. It took a little bit of time, probably 15. They are then all out of the stripper and the numbers taken off the bases. We've included two of the old figures that we've replaced in here, just to show you guys, and we'll do this probably in every episode just to remind you about where this team has come from. So you can see here it's a fairly rough paint job. It's pretty much synonymous with how I was painting back when I was a teenager. The kit I did was wrong anyway. Those hoops should never have gone round to the sleeves, but we did them. And as we said, we don't plan on putting those hoops on the sleeves in this one, and we may or may not have just two hoops. We may increase it to three, but we want to keep it sort of in that chest region rather than going down the shirt, unless we go for two broader hoops, in which case we'll go further down the shirt. The keeper here, we didn't strip him. The reason for that is because getting him out of this rod would have been nigh on impossible, and I didn't really want to put the rod and the keeper in the stripper because I didn't want to risk damaging it. He's in good condition, he's not glued, he's decent. So what we're probably going to do with him is just tidy him up. We'll probably leave him in the same kit. The black's in pretty good condition, the red just needs tidying up, the skin needs tidying up, and we might just repaint them socks in green, but we're not, I don't think, going to change the kit. We'll leave him as he is. A little bit of an homage to the original. The other little thing to notice is obviously we have changed the bases on this team for some of these players. Couple of reasons for it. Some of it was the broken figures. The bars didn't want to come out and some of the bases weren't in great condition. So we changed a few of them around, and what we've ended up with is now we've got sort of a mixture of different eras of Subbuteo bases. We've got some bigger lettering and actually bigger bases, and some smaller lettering and smaller bases, and the best way to show you that is to hold these guys up. Now hopefully this is going to get picked up on the camera, but you can see there they're actually a different size. So we've got some of these guys over here. We've got about 4 of these bigger bases here. We've got one really little one here, and a couple of others which are slightly bigger, but again, so it's got like 3 generations, which I'm okay with. In fact, I love it that they're a bit different. It's going to make them fun to play with, and it's something that's going to make them pretty unique. So that's where we're at with these. What we're going to do to finish off this video is put the skin on these figures. We've got one figure here that just needs gluing. He's just come away from his bar there. It's a nice easy fix because it's quite a clean break, and he'll go back on and you won't even... We've left their 2 fallen comrades in the front there as a little reminder of where this team has come from. And like I say, we'll keep doing that because I think it's a nice little touch to show you guys where they were and what they end up with. The keeper we haven't touched yet, we will touch on him in another video, and we'll show you guys how we're going to neaten that up, because there are a few real tricky areas on keepers, in particular around this little shoulder area here. Very difficult to get in because the arms are so close, but we'll be okay. And the fact is the goalkeeper shirt's quite dark anyway, so even if we overpaint a little bit too far, we can clean that up. Other little thing to mention was, when I was watching this video back before I recorded this little bit, I actually only changed 2 bases in this team, which basically means that the donor team that it was originally must have been made up of a couple of different Leedses, or, I mean, potentially, I mean, there's no real rules in Subbuteo. It could be that when they put that Ref 21 together in the factory, or, you know, in the little cottage or whatever when it was being done, they might have had the 2 different base sizes there, or the 3 different base sizes there. It doesn't really matter, but I mentioned in the video that I changed a few of the bases, and when I watched it back, I actually only changed 2, and there's about 3 different styles of bases in here, which means that, you know, the original team must have had a couple in there, but it doesn't really matter. But I thought I'd mention it. So yeah, we've gone traditional with the round neck and the V's. We've gone with 3 different skin tones in this team. The reason I did this is because normally when I paint brand new teams anyway, I do this because teams are, you know, multicultural, multiracial, and I want this team to be, because I remember when I was using this team, or when I painted this team, Darlington had I think he was a Dutch geezer, and I'm pretty sure he played in the Premier League before he got there, but Claude Vinhart, or Vinehart, he was playing for him, and obviously he was black. But when I was using this team, I didn't have a black player in the team. So, you know, I like to have my teams as you know, realistic as possible. So we've gone with multiple skin tones. Obviously, our standard flesh tone is Humbrol Matte 61, and that's what most of these guys are on. The darker skin tone in there is Humbrol Matte 98. There's 2 of those guys in there, one here and one here, and the single guy just on this left hand side next to the keeper is Matte 234. So we've gone with a multi-tonal or a multi-skin tonal setup. That's what I wanted. I like it. I think it's going to be good. I prefer teams that are a mixture. I just think it's more realistic. That is the end of this week's that is the end of this video then, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy the video, please smash that thumbs up button, give us some likes, leave some comments down below, let us know what you've liked, what you didn't like. If you have any questions, you want to see us do something else, any suggestions even for what we may do with the kit, if a Darlington fan gets on here and gives us a good suggestion for it, then we will make a little change to that. But yeah, so if you've got any questions, anything you want to talk to us about, whether it's your own painting, whether it's our painting, our tutorials, anything you want, get in touch. All of our links have been on the bottom of the screen, the whole video. Just channeling my Peter Crouch. They've all been down here the whole time, and even below that, down in the description, we have got all our direct links to our socials, our email, and our website, as well as all the information, guys, for all our partners and affiliates. Please go and check those guys out and give them some love. We've got Old School Football, Sampledelic Sounds, Football Shirt Creations and Restorations. We've got a new little partner in Fan Favourite UK. Get on those, guys. And of course, our t-shirt supplier, Bolt Tees. Go show them guys some love. So if you are new to the channel, coming up in a minute, there's going to be a big button coming up in here. Click it, subscribe. We'd love to have you guys on board to help us grow and continue to do these videos, and as well as more videos we've got coming up for the channel. There are also going to be a playlist suggestion maybe over here and a video session over here. Please, guys, stick around on the channel, have a little watch, enjoy yourself, leave us some comments, leave us some love. Until the next one, stay safe.